Hello and welcome. You are now looking at S2 Member, and S2 Member is a way of protecting your content when you want to deliver it through a membership and WordPress. S2 Member integrates with JVZoo, and it allows you to create a membership or to sell one-off products. So we are going to show you how to set up an S2 Member website within your WordPress installation. Thanks, and I'll see you in the first video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video we are going to find S2 Member and we're going to go ahead and download it to our hard drive. So in order to do that, you'll just need to go to a search engine like Google and then just type in S2 Member and then plug in and then click enter. You should see at the top of the search results, or very close, a line that says S2 Member, a powerful free membership plugin for WordPress. You want to go ahead and click that link. What you're going to notice then is that it has several layers to the website. What you want to do is you want to find the framework, 100% free of charge. Now obviously you can upgrade to the Pro version or the unlimited site license, but for this particular case we're just going to go ahead and download the framework. They're going to ask you for your name and email address, so you're going to want to go ahead and put that in. S2 Member is going to ask you for a primary domain, so you want to go ahead and put that in. Okay, once you do that, then S2 Member is going to ask you to log in, so you want to use your login credentials there. And you'll type in the username or password. Once you've typed in, you want to click Login. And then S2 Member is going to give you access to the latest edition, and all you want to do is you want to download that to your hard drive. And once you've downloaded S2 Member, you are now ready to use it in your WordPress installation. Now there's one other way for you to get the S2 Member program, and that's from inside of WordPress, and I'll show you that right now. Once you have logged into your WordPress installation, you are going to go to the plugins area and click add new. When you get there, you're going to search plugins and you're going to write in S2 Member. And then you'll just go to this area to find the plugin. And you'll want to write it so that it is all one word. And then you'll see it right there. You can check out the details. And it's just as if you'll be on the site. And actually, once you're here, you can actually go to the next step and go ahead and install it. Now that is what we'll be doing in the next video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now we are now in the dashboard area of our WordPress installation, and we are now going to install the WordPress plugin S2 Member. And so in order to do that, we're just going to go to the plugins area. We're going to click add new. And then we're going to click upload plugin. And in order to do this, we're going to go and grab that file from our hard drive. Okay, once we have that file, what we can do is just click the install now button. And then you'll notice the message from WordPress saying that the plugin has been installed successfully. You want to click Activate Plugin. Once you've done that, you should see the S2 Member framework inside of your WordPress installation. Now, of course, you can install in the way that we suggested in the other video that we talked about getting S2 Member. In that particular case, you would go to Add a new plugin. And then you would type in the search plugins area S2 Member. When you do that, you're actually going to search. And you'll see the S2 Member framework probably in the top left-hand corner. Now you'll get the opportunity to click the install button from there. Now ours won't show because we've actually already installed the plugin. But if you like to do it that way, you can certainly do it that way. Either way gets the plugin onto your site and makes it ready to be used. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to start the setup of S2 Member from the dashboard. And we're going to be going through several things, and we want to kind of give you an overview of what those things are going to be. We are going to set up the general settings, and you'll see that here in a minute. We'll go inside of S2 Member, and we will be configuring basic settings for you to be able to sell your membership on JVZoo. We will put together registration settings so that your user can be registered when they buy or register when they are signed up. We're also going to put together login settings so that your user will be able to come to your site and log in to get their content whenever they buy something from within your site. We're going to put together your login welcome page, which is basically a group of settings inside of S2 Member. We're also going to put together your membership options page, and this is where people who may or may not have direct access to a certain product or a certain grouping of products, this is where they're going to be sent, where they can sign up in order to get them. Your membership options page will have your buy buttons and everything that you are offering to the customer. We're going to look at restriction options, where you are going to be able to give your buyers certain access to certain content and to be able to restrict them when you don't want them to have access to other kinds of content. So we'll talk about that. And then lastly, we will talk about user management. So if you ever want to add a user to a particular product or to a particular membership, we will be showing you how to do that when we actually get to that part of the setup. So that's an overview of what we'll be discussing in these next few videos. We will see you in the next one where we start the setup inside the dashboard of S2 Member. Welcome back. Now to get started with the setup, we are going to go to your left side menu and we're going to go inside of S2 Member and we're going to go to the General Options link. When we get there, you're going to see several things, and we're going to start with the top menu, and most of these things are going to be pretty fast, and we're going to leave the default settings. For example, we're going to leave the plugin deletion safeguards. And this is actually more conservative, so you don't lose all your data. We are also going to look at the security encryption key, and what this does is it keeps your members' information secure. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to auto-generate a security key by clicking this link. And once you get this link, you are going to want to write down this information or to put it in a secure location in case anything happens to your WordPress location. And so in this particular case, if you have a password saver such as RoboForm or LastPass or OnePass, you can then take that number and put it inside there. So we're going to do that right now. Okay, assuming you have saved your key, we're going to go to the next section. Now, this is something that most marketers will probably not be dealing with, but you do want to run this by your hosting company to find out if this is something that you have to do, but in most cases you will not. Okay, the same is true for the CSS loading, and in general, you will just want to leave this the way it is. And then we can close that one up, and then we will then look at the S2 Member Security Badge. And the S2 Member Security Badge will allow you to put a badge on your site, kind of like, looks like the one that I'm hovering over right now, that says that your site is secured by S2 Member. And this is a personal choice. This is something that you don't have to do. It will not necessarily affect how you run your membership. So if this is something that you choose to do, you can certainly do that by following the instructions here. We are not going to go through that process. We want to do what is necessary to get our site up and running with JVZoo. So we're going to close that up right now. And then we are going to take a look at the email configuration. You will want to make sure that your email is specific to how you want people to see what it is that you are sending them. And so if you are branding based on your membership, you want to make sure that all this information is according to your brand. Now, the other thing that you'll want to think about is configuring the new user email. Now, this is once again something that you don't have to do, but if you have a specialized membership, you will want to consider looking at the customization by clicking yes, and then clicking this new user message, so that this will determine how the message is seen once it comes to the user. We're now going to answer questions about whether or not we want open registration. Since this is a paid membership, we do not want open membership so that people can come and register anytime they want to become part of our site. So we're going to leave that as no open registration. Now, in terms of membership levels, S2 Member has some default levels in there. Level 0 is a free subscriber, but of course you can change the names of all of these subscribers to be what you want them to be. We're going to leave these categories in place as they do not affect our membership. Now, you do have a choice as to whether or not you want to force WordPress to use your labels. The default setting is going to be no, and we're going to leave it at that. Now, next is the login page and the login design. You're then going to come into the login and registration design, and you are going to see some things that you can change, but once again, none of this is really going to keep you from being able to set up your membership. Now, there are some options for you to be able to customize. In particular, you are going to be able to customize the background image where people log in. So you are going to want to place this image in your background image. If you want to change that, and all you'll need is URL for that image. You can also change your logo image, and you'll be able to do that once again by placing it in this area. Now, if you are adept at HTML and you want to change some of the background colors as well as the fonts, you can change them. However, none of those things will keep you from being able to set up your membership quickly with JVZoo. Now, in particular, one of the things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that your logo image has a title attribution. You can change that to whatever your brand is in this area. And then if you want to have a display link at the bottom back to your home page, you can do that. Otherwise, you can leave the default setting. And with that, once we're done with that, we can close up the login and registration design, and we can go to the registration profile and fields. Once again, unless you really have a need for custom fields, you're probably not going to use this in order to set up a simple membership with JVZoo. This is, again, something extra, and it's a little advanced, so it's one of those things that if you're going to set up your payment processor with someone other than JVZoo, you can use this. Otherwise, we are going to leave that one alone. The login and welcome page. Now, this is where we'll want to create a page, and this is going to be the first page that people see when they log into your website, and you'll need to choose that page here in this area. Now, you probably do not have a page set up already, so what we're going to do is we're going to go and set up a page right now. And to do that, all we're going to do is we're going to right-click, and we're going to open this Pages tab in a new tab. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add in a new page. And then you'll call this page something like, Welcome to our membership area. And when you're done there, you'll click Publish. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go back here, and we'll probably need to refresh this page so that we can find it. We'll come back to the Login Welcome Page area, and then we'll make our Login Welcome Page Welcome to my membership area. These other two settings can be left as default, once again, unless you have a compelling need to do it. And we're going to close up the login welcome page. We're now going to go to the membership options page. And once again, this page is going to be one where people are going to come. And once again, this is going to be a page that people are going to be sent to where they can find out about all of the membership options that they are able to purchase. So if they hit a page that they're not supposed to be on, they'll be sent to this page where they can actually buy access to the membership. Now, we'll actually need to go and create this page just as we did the last one. So we can literally go back to the tab that we have open and click Add New. And then we can write in here Membership Options. Now we can always come back and change the name of this page, but we do need to have one available. We're going to click Publish. And then your membership option page is available. We're going to come back to this page and we're going to refresh. And then we're going to open up the membership options tab, and then we're going to set the new page as our membership options. We're going to leave this default setting available, and then we're going to click close. Now, in terms of the membership profile modifications, we probably won't need to do that. We don't want to give people the ability to change their default profile. We're going to use them as they are. And again, we're just going to work with the profiles in the default settings. And then we're going to go to the URL shortening preference. And a membership always produces fairly long URLs. Some of them are kind of ugly, and what will happen is S2 member will automatically assign a link shortening service, and they use tinyURL. And of course, if you want to use a different one, you can. But tinyURL is free, and you can definitely use it inside of your membership. And once you've completed all the general options, all you need to do is click Save All Changes. And you have now completed all of the membership options. And with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Now, one thing that we need to do for our membership is to give our users a place to log in regardless of where they are on our site. And the way that we are going to do that is to install a sidebar login plugin. And we're going to go to the Add New Plugins. And when we get there, we're going to type in sidebar login. We're going to hit enter, and it's going to actually search. And you're going to see the sidebar login right here with the most installs, and you're just going to click install. Once you've done that, you're going to click activate. And then on every page that you have, you will actually have a place for your users to log in wherever they are. Now, in order to get the sidebar login to show, we're going to need to go into the appearance, and then we're going to need to go into our widget section. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get the sidebar login box, and we're going to drag it into the sidebar. And then WordPress will give you some customization. You can pretty much leave this as the default. And then you're going to click Save. Now what's going to happen is that every page that you have in your membership and on your site is going to have a sidebar login. And so we're going to go and look at one right now. We're just going to go to the front page here. And then we're going to find one out of our pages. And you're going to notice our sidebar login. We can log out, we can take a look at our profile, and then we can go straight to the dashboard, and this is actually what our customer is going to see. Obviously, this has been made over for the theme that we're using, as yours will be made over for the theme that you'll be using. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to be working with our user management settings as well as our restriction options. So to start with the user management, you'll simply need to go to the users area. And what you'll notice if you want to add a member to your S2 member membership is that you will just click add new as you normally do. You'll be required to give your customer a username as well as an email, and we're just going to enter one in here now. Okay, and once we've written this in, then we want to give our user a role, and this is where we'll choose the S2 member level that our user is going to be on. If we're going to be on level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, you'll go ahead and write that in. So in this particular case, the user we're going to be adding is going to be on level 1. Now when we do that, we want to make sure that our user is going to be sent a new email about their account, and then we'll click Add New User. Then once we've done that, what we've done is we've added someone to the first level of products inside of WordPress. Now, one of the reasons that's going to be important is the next thing that we're going to be showing you, and that is the page restriction area. You may have a case where some of the content you have on a specific post, you want to restrict that content. And let's just put some practice content here. So we have placed our practice content, And in order to restrict this post, S2 member will give us a window right here above the publish box that will allow us to restrict this only to level 1 or higher. Now that means that the only customers that can get access to this content will be those who are at least at level 1. And we can restrict access to certain posts based on the membership site that people are going to be a part of. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. You are now looking at JVZoo, and now in order to set up your account, in order to start selling products, you are going to want to pick the side that says become a JVZoo seller. And once you do that, then you will be going through an application process. When you get to the registration page, you will put in a name, an email address, and all of these other things. You are going to need to go through a phone verification process. You're going to need to agree to the terms of service. You're going to have to make sure to set up your taxing information. And once you do that, you're going to register, and then you will be set up with an account on JVZoo that you'll be connecting to your PayPal account. Now, once you are set up with your PayPal account, you will then want to go to the seller's dashboard area. And then once you do that, what you're going to do is you're going to click Add a Product. And then most of this you're going to want to go through. Now, in order to start with, until your product is ready to launch, you're going to click No for the marketplace. When your product goes live, then you'll click Yes to the marketplace. But for now, we're going to say No. And we're going to give our product a name. We're going to give it a price. We are even going to decide how much we're going to give affiliates, typically 50% or above. If we're going to have a limited number of spots in the membership, then we will limit that number in the quantity area. We're going to put a support email address. And if you have a support site set up, you're going to want to go ahead and put in your support URL, and you'll put that in there. The landing page or sales funnel or squeeze page, this is if you're going to do a pre-launch campaign. In this particular case, we're going to keep this launch simple, and we're just going to do our sales page. And we're going to have our sales page at this URL. Now, obviously, at this point, we have not yet gone through writing the sales letter. However, when you do write a sales letter, you are going to put it in this URL. To pass the affiliate ID to the sales page, this will allow you to help your affiliates to know that they are getting credit. And then for the delivery method, you are going to want to put in a thank you page. And then what you'll do is you'll put in a page where people are going to get instructions to check their email address for their login and password. Now, if you are competing for a product of the day on JVZoo, now what you're agreeing to here is also that your customers are going to get emails from JVZoo. So if you don't want to compete for the product of the day, you're going to leave that unchecked. If you do, you can leave it checked. Typically, you're going to leave this as a manual approval. You typically want to know who your affiliates are, and you want to know how they're going to promote. Now, anything in particular that you'll want to say to the affiliates, you'll write it in here. Now, in this space, you can actually put in an HTML-based web page to give your affiliates more instruction. And in these two spaces, you can communicate messages to your customer. And in terms of the custom email receipt, now in terms of the custom email receipt information, what you're going to do is you're going to write a message telling people that they're going to be getting their login and password from another email and not from the JVZoo email. Sometimes people will look at their JVZoo email and they will make the association that that's their login and password when really your system or S2 member is going to send them an email with their login and password. Now, one of the last things you're going to do is to put your PayPal information in there. If you want to integrate an autoresponder specifically, you can integrate the following autoresponders: Aweber, Inimica Mail, SendReach, and these autoresponders will allow you to be able to have your buyer placed on a buyer's list as soon as they make the purchase to get your buyers onto an email marketing list. Now, the other thing you want to consider here is the webinar integration. If you have GoToWebinar, you can have people automatically placed on a webinar. You can actually do retargeting for those people who come to a specific page. And because we're going to be working with S2 member, we are going to come back in a separate video and we're going to connect our S2 member to this area, the external program integration. And what this will do is this will mean then that when your buyer makes a purchase, they're going to be placed inside of the membership on the site where we are creating our S2 member membership. Okay, so those are the basics in terms of product creation. And then when you have completed this, everything except for this area, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click save, and then your product is going to be available. Now, when you first start, if this is your first time creating a product, you are going to have to get JVZoo approval for your product. You'll need to go to the support area and then request that they review your product for their platform. The other thing that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to grab buy buttons, but we will be doing that in another video. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, we are going to be connecting our JVZoo account with our S2 member installation. Now we'll need to go back inside of the product that we created. And then we'll need to scroll down to the bottom and then we'll need to go to external program integration. We'll need to skip down to the bottom and you're going to notice an area here called method for S2 member integration. And JVZoo tells you exactly what to do and we're going to follow those instructions to the letter. We're going to first go to S2 member, PayPal options, then PayPal integration. So once we've clicked S2 member, we'll then go to PayPal options. That will bring us to this page and then we'll click the PayPal IPN integration. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the optional third-party integrations. And then what we're going to do is we are going to grab this link. We're going to copy it. And then we're going to head back to JVZoo. Once we get there, we're going to put that link in this top folder. Now, one of the things that we're going to want to do is you'll notice that JVZoo tells us to be sure to replace this part of the phrase that says proxy gateway in the URL to something else custom that says JVZoo. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to take our arrow key. We're going to find that area. And then we're going to delete it. And we're going to write in JVZoo. And the PayPal IPN integration also gives us some additional data we need to put into the custom field. And you'll see that right here in this area. And you'll just need to copy this or you can just remember it. We're just going to copy and paste that. And then we're going to go back to JVZoo. And when we go back to JVZoo, we're just going to put that information right inside of the custom field. We're also going to put in here the S2 member user level that we're going to be putting people into our membership on. And since this is our first product, we're going to use level 1. And we're going to just put the number 1 in there. So if you wanted to see what that corresponds to inside of S2 member, let's take a look. If you recall, in the general options area of S2 member, we had a space called membership levels. And you remember that there was level 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to use the first level, which is level 1. And all we have to do is remember the 1 in this case. So as we go back to JVZoo, we'll just put the number 1 in here. And now that we have everything in, we're going to click Save. And now our site is ready to start taking payments once we are approved and we place our buy buttons in a position for others to buy. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video. Hello and welcome. Now in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to upload the files that you're going to be serving in your membership to your S2 member installation. Now, in order to do that, S2 member has a certain way that you can actually do that, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Now the file that you'll be uploading to will have your domain and directory.com. So if you have a subdirectory after that, it'll go here. You'll be looking for the WP content folder. Then you'll be looking for the plugin folder. You'll click inside of there. And then you'll be looking for a folder called S2 member files. That is the place where you're going to be uploading all of the downloads that you're going to be putting in for people to be able to get access to when you give them links inside of your S2 member installation. Now I'm going to show you the form that you're going to use whenever you create a download. So once you've uploaded the file to that directory, every download is going to take the following format. You're going to have the URL, you're going to have the directory where the membership is, and then you're going to have a question mark, and then you're going to have the words S2 member file with the underscore there, download equal. Now after the equal sign is going to be the name of the file. So in this particular case, we named it example file. You would actually have your actual file name there when you created this download link. So if we have a file here, what we would do is we would make sure that our file is going to be zipped up. So we would send that to a compressed file. So however you create zip files, that's what you're going to do. We like to eliminate the spaces in here. So we're going to call this bonus dash worksheet. And so now we have our zip file and it is now ready to be uploaded. So now what we need to do is we need to find the FTP location of where we're going to be delivering the file. And we already have that. So we're going to pull open FileZilla right now so that we can upload our file using the drag and drop system. And you'll notice that we have our directory open. If you recall, there's our directory. There's WP content. We clicked into the plugins folder, clicked into S2 member files, and now we're in this directory. So that all we have to do now is upload the file by dragging and dropping. And so now that folder is now on our server and it's called bonus-worksheet. So now what we need to do is we need to name this link according to the convention that we talked about a minute ago. So if you recall, we said that we needed to name the file according to our URL, according to that directory, with these words, and then instead of example file, well, we're going to put in the name of our file. So now what we have here is we have the file and it is ready to be uploaded using bonus-worksheet instead of example file. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy this and then we're going to head into our WordPress installation. And we're now going to open a post where we're going to deliver the content. So we're going to add a new post. And in this particular case, for example, we might call this June content. And what we would do, of course, is we would create a link for our customers to make sure that they get it. And so we might write in bonus worksheet. We would then create a hyperlink. So we go here and highlight and place in our URL. We then click enter and then we would publish the post. Now, as we talked about earlier, the only people that we would want to see this post would be the people who are going to be in level 1. So we would then update this post. And now what we've done is we've protected on 2 levels. First, the only people who are going to see this post are going to be the people who were part of the level 1 membership. The other thing is that this download is going to be in a protected folder. And so the only people that are going to be able to download are going to be people who are going to be part of your actual membership. So we have now created content for our membership. We have linked to it inside of the protected folder, and we have now protected the post with our member level. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.